Ahead and get started. A copy of the Open Meetings Act is located on the north wall of the legislative chambers as well as outside on the desk and on our website. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And also, there's an automatic external defibrillator available on the back wall of the legislative chambers. And I'll turn it now over to Dan Esch, our county clerk.
All right. Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
We'll start off with a roll call here. Commissioner Borgeson.
Present.
Commissioner Boyle.
Here.
Commissioner Kavanaugh. Here. Commissioner Friend.
Here.
Commissioner Garcia. Commissioner Morgan.
Here.
Commissioner Rogers.
Here.
All right. The first item of business is election of the chair of the Board of Commissioners for the ensuing year. I will open up nominations. Do I hear any nominations?
Yes. I would nominate Roger.
Sorry, Milford, would you mind getting his mic on, please? Thank you. There we go. Thank you.
Thank you. And do want to thank all the deputies that work here. Really appreciate your service. I'd like to nominate Roger Garcia as chairperson for the coming this year.
I'd like to second that.
Okay. There's one nomination for Commissioner Garcia. Do I hear any other nominations? Okay, I will close the nominations and we will do a machine vote on this. Thank you. Motion passes 7-0.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Commissioner Garcia. And Milford, we may need, with the change of chairs and whatnot, I might need you to help me out with the mics today. Thank you. Commissioner Garcia, you take over at this point.
Next item of business is election of vice chair of the Board of Commissioners for the ensuing year. That being said, whoops. I would like to nominate as vice chair.
Was that Commissioner Kavanaugh? Was that you made that second?
Oh. I think PJ.
PJ, my apologies. Thank you. So motion by Commissioner Garcia, second by PJ Morgan for Commissioner Friend. Are there any other nominations? Okay. We will now do a machine vote on Commissioner Friend as vice chair. And Commissioner Rogers. Motion passes 7-0.
All right, thank you, everyone. I'll do a quick point of personal privilege at the end of the meeting, but for now, we'll move on to business. We'll commence with the Douglas County Board of Equalization. Oh, recess as commissioners, all right. Motion and second to recess as Board of Commissioners. Motion by Rogers, second by Kavanaugh. Vote, please.
Motion passes 7-0.
Now we'll go ahead and commence Douglas County Board of Equalization. Roll call.
Commissioner Borgeson.
Present.
Commissioner Boyle. Here. Commissioner Kavanaugh. Commissioner Friend.
Here.
Commissioner Morgan.
Here.
Commissioner Rogers. Here. Mr. Chair.
Here. All right, first item of business, item A, approval of the minutes of the Board of Equalization meeting held Tuesday, December 19th, 2023. Item B, call for a meeting and set Tuesday, January 23rd, 2024 as date for hearing on certified assessment corrections reflecting the addition of omitted property to the tax rolls or increased value on property. Do I have a motion and a second?
Second.
Moved by Rogers, second by Morgan. Roll call.
Motion passes 7-0.
Thank you. We'll move on to item C, citizen comments. Are there any citizen comments on the Board of Equalization? Seeing none, we'll move to items D through G, which are our resolutions. There is no need for executive session, so we could have a motion and second to also adjourn. So moved. Moved by Morgan, second by Rogers. Roll call.
Motion passes 7-0.
All right, we'll now jump back to the Board of Commissioners. Roll call for that.
Commissioner Borgeson? Commissioner Boyle? Commissioner Kavanaugh? Commissioner Friend? Commissioner Morgan? Commissioner Rogers? Mr. Chair.
Here. First item of business is item A, approval of minutes of the Board of Commissioners meeting held Tuesday, December 19th, 2023. Also items B and C, B being approval of claims submitted by payment process through Tuesday, January 16th, 2024. Complete listing is on the file in the office of the county clerk. And item C, approval of resolution authorizing clerk controller to make certain payments if a county board meeting is canceled during calendar year 2024. Do I have a motion and a second to approve those?
Second.
Motion by Rogers, second by Morgan. Roll call.
Motion passes 7-0.
We'll now move to our consent agenda, which is items A through J. Any requests to remove any of these items? If not, I'll take a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Motion by Rogers, second by Morgan. Roll call.
Mr. Chair, if I may clarify something on item A. There were the document, Dan Esch, Douglas County Clerk, the document that made it to the website, there were 2 misspellings that we corrected, and then we changed a date in one of the paragraphs. It said January 4th, and we changed it to October 1st. So the correct item you're approving today is, or the version that you all are in front of you today is corrected, but for folks on the website, there'd just be those 3 small changes that I wanted to point out. So.
Noted. Thank you.
Okay.
We'll do roll call for consent agenda.
Motion passes 7-0.
We'll move to recognitions and proclamations. We have 5 total. I know the first 4 are not present and the last one is present. So I will do a brief mention of the first 4 and then ask for a block motion to take care of those. And then we'll move to the last one, which will include some public speaking here by some guests. So the first recognition is Thomas Cheslak, who worked for the Douglas County Register of Deeds for 37 years. We also want to recognize Jennifer Crystal Clark, worked for the Douglas County Attorney's Office for 26 years. We also recognize Thomas Smith, who worked for the Douglas County Health Center for 10 years. And Cynthia Wagner, who worked for the Douglas County Health Department for 15 years. We thank you for your service and dedication to the public and to Douglas County. I'll take a motion and a second to vote for those in block. Second. Motion by Rogers, second by Morgan. Roll call.
Motion passes 7-0.
Thank you. We'll move to our last recognition, which is for Matthew Lewis, who worked for Douglas County Department of Corrections for 23 years. And we have our Corrections Director, Mike Myers, and possibly a few others who will say some words.
Good morning, Commissioners. Michael Myers, Director of Corrections for Douglas County. You may recall sometime approximately a year ago, I think, I brought Matt in front of the board to talk about his critical contributions to our department in establishing our peer support team, which is a huge asset for all of our staff that to help them deal with the day-to-day grind of this profession, to deal with crises that come up in their personal lives, and to deal with those traumatic events that unfortunately always accompany this type of work. Matt and I have had a lot of wonderful conversations over the past several years. He's talked about very candidly about the impact that this profession has had upon him, and how he wanted to do something to leave a legacy that lived well beyond his service to Douglas County, so that those corrections officers who are, younger, moving through the ranks, and that they have the resources that didn't exist when he was at that point in his career. So I am grateful for the contributions of Matt Lewis, and I want to thank him for his service to the Douglas County Department of Corrections this morning. So thank you very much. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Commissioners, for your time on this wonderful weather day. Mike had called me last night or texted me and asked if I wanted to reschedule it, but I said, no, let's go forward with it. So it's been a interesting overall 25 years. I took a little sabbatical and quit for 6 months and came back, and so 23 years of credit, service credit at the county. And been some ups and downs for 23 years, and served as a union president and got to know some of you guys pretty well for a couple of terms. But I'm going to miss it, and I'm not going to miss it. Corrections is, you become a family. You really do, and I've got close to 500 family members down there that I'm gonna miss dearly. But I'll try to keep in contact, and my plan is in the future is to stay as part of this peer support program, to continue forward with it as a volunteer in the time that I may have. I'm going to have to work another job, unfortunately. But again, I appreciate your time this morning. Thank you.
All right. I will go ahead and read the official proclamation here and then ask for a vote. Proclamation reads, whereas Douglas County, Nebraska recognizes that its employees are the county's most important asset and resource for providing quality service to the citizens of Douglas County. Whereas the county wishes to recognize Matthew Lewis of the Douglas County Department of Corrections on his retirement and dedicated service for 23 years to Douglas County, Nebraska. Now, therefore, be it resolved by this Board of County Commissioners, Douglas County, Nebraska, that the county recognizes Matthew Lewis for his dedicated service to the citizens of Douglas County and thankfully presents this resolution as testimony thereof. Dated this day, the 9th of January, 2024. Thank you so much for your service. If you can come by and shake our hands, and we'll take a picture for you, or with you. Oh, sorry, Jim. Go for it.
Move on the
Yeah.
motion. And Matt, thank you for your service. It's been a pleasure working with you. You were one of the first people that I encountered when I came back to the county, and you've always been a big help in a tough job, both at the Corrections Center itself and as a leader in the Fraternal Order of Police. And in both capacities, you always conducted yourself with grace and honor, and I appreciate that, because your public service is a model that everybody at Corrections, indeed everybody at Douglas County, will look to with pride. So good luck in your retirement. I wish you many happy years of doing whatever you want to do. You've earned it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Oh, go ahead.
Second by Kavanaugh, motion by Kavanaugh, second by BJ and Marion.
Thank you. Matt, we've gone back a long way as well, and one of the things that I always appreciated when you were leading the union is that you didn't play politics, that you were very honest. You came in, you said what needed to be said, asked what needed to be asked, and that was it. And I appreciate that a lot. Your dedication to corrections, again, is stated, it's a hard job, but your dedication to both the staff there and to the citizens of Douglas County, we really do appreciate your service, and you'll be missed. So thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you. We'll do roll call.
Motion passes 7-0.
All right. Now, if you'd like to come around.
Thank you very much.
If you want to come around, take a quick picture. Somebody will take it. Yeah. All right, the next item of business, item 4, citizens' comments. Are there any citizens' comments on Board of Commissioners?
I have one. I don't know if I'm doing this right.
Oh, we're going to go with the person in the room here first, and then we'll jump to Zoom.
This one's right up here. There you go. Does that help? There you go. Yep.
Kenneth Anderson, Irvington, good snowy morning. This has to do vaguely with consent item I-1, but it's not necessarily connected. In fact, this is not even finished yet. This is more of a draft. Has to do with what Wayne Benna announced back in July, mid-July, before the Lancaster County Board of Commissioners. He admitted that he obtained equipment for election commissioners. He mentioned 93 counties. That would include this county. And free of charge to the counties. And I wish to draw your attention then to Nebraska Revised Statute 32-1201, cost of election, payment, county expense. Now, this is a part of it. It says the expenditures for necessary office supplies, books, documents, and appurtenances relating to or used in performing the duties of election commissioner or county clerk in relation to elections, and the cost of elections for county, state, and federal governments shall be an apportioned county expense. You can look up the context of that if you want to, but I can assure you I'm not taking it out of context in my opinion. And for Wayne Benna, the Deputy Secretary of State for the state of Nebraska, to get up before and he's probably done it multiple times, but this is on YouTube for Lancaster County Board of Commissioners, County Commissioners, last mid-July when he said this. And if you go about 5 minutes in to that particular YouTube video, you will see where he says this. And what I'm doing is questioning the legality of what he has done, and I'm going to assume, since he said all 93 counties at some point in his roughly hour-long presentation, I'm going to assume that it has affected Douglas County. He's got the state to purchase equipment for the county election commissioner here. So, like I say, this is a draft, and I'm not actually including it right now, but I don't mind if it's included in item consent item I-1 that you just went through today. But we'll get this to you. I'll get it written up and so on. Thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Anderson, it'd just be thrown in with the citizens' comment. We wouldn't include it with item I yet, so.
Any other citizens' comment?
Good morning. Congratulations, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
And Vice Chair Friend, is that correct? For the, is this for the Board of Commissioners?
Yes.
Okay. Citizens' comments. I just want to...
Luis, you gotta identify yourself.
Luis Jimenez, 2709 Dewey Avenue. I just want to... Yeah. I made some comments in your last meeting, and I think my comments were misrepresented by the county administrator and the director of corrections. They said that my numbers were not accurate. I didn't provide any numbers. What I said was that for the construction project at corrections, it's an addition over the parking lot. My point was, and I used some of the county's documents to say that this project could be scaled down to one level. That was my point. I didn't say how many rooms, how many square footage this project should be. Although, as far as I understand, the accurate number for this project is 37,000 feet, because that's the number that's in the contract with Palandra, that the project was not to exceed a certain amount of money, which is about 30 million, and not to exceed the square footage. So if the county has accurate numbers, I'd like to know. That'd be good. If whoever's for those who are following this project. And your previous numbers for this project were 37,090 feet. So I don't have any information that deviates from a large-scale project like this. So my point is, you could support the personnel at corrections with still with a smaller project, less square footage, one level, and also you could probably do the same support for the personnel by revamping one of the wings, so that they can separate the population who are acute, who are going through an acute crisis or what have you. That's my idea, that corrections is not a place for treating the mentally ill, but you can support your personnel by giving them a space to deal with certain inmates. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other citizens' comments in the chamber? If not, we'll move to Zoom. Any citizen comments on Zoom? If not, we'll move on.
Yes.
Okay.
I-
Go ahead.
I thought. Hi, my name's Amber. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, Amber Wood, Omaha. I just wanted to bring up pretrial release and the recent incident of another felon on pretrial release, causing problems in the city, shooting another felon with a gun. I would request that that someone, the judiciary chair, perhaps bring this up again and pretrial release is reevaluated so that there are more strict and stringent parameters, that the monitoring system for pretrial release is completely revamped, and I guess actually a little bit more transparent, because we really don't have answers, and the public, this pre-trial release program affects public safety, but at the same time, the public doesn't have any transparency on what's going on, how these guys are being ranked and numbered, who does the ranking and number, why is a 4-time felon only getting, not getting the highest ranking. So I don't know what your limitations are with the state laws, but the fact that a repeat violent felon is even allowed to be on something like this seems to be a problem, and we've lost lives because of it. So I would ask that in this new session, this new year, that you completely take pretrial release and you look at it again with law enforcement, with the public, with victims, because these guys are not abiding by the rules that you set clearly. And the monitoring system that's being done now, if they're being monitored, is not hindering anything. And if it is, we'd like to see the numbers on it. So I've put some requests in on some actual numbers that we'd like, but I just really would, in the name of public safety, appreciate it if you guys would bring this up on another day and listen to victims, listen to law enforcement, so that we can make this a functioning and safe program, and make sure that people are doing what they're supposed to be doing on it. There is a better way to stop the things that are happening with these violent offenders being allowed to go shoot up buildings and kill people. And I would like someone to bring this up, and hopefully you guys will relook at this entire program. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody else on Zoom for citizens' comments? If not, we'll move on to item 6, public hearing. Item A is a public hearing for Class I-126182 license for Not Knee Incorporated DBA Nails of Grace at the address stated on the final agenda, and manager application for Not Nguyen at the address stated as well. We'll open up the public hearing. Is there any comments during the public hearing? On this? No, I'm the owner of the... Okay, you can comment.
Hi, good morning. So I'm the owner of the nail salon, Nails of Grace. So I'm here to...
Could you please state your name for the record?
my name is Nhật Nguyen, Nhật Hoàng Nguyen. And first name is Nhật and last name is Nguyen. So I'm here for answer your any questions, so you can ask me.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Any questions or other comments from citizens or board members? If not, we're going to close the public hearing.
Yeah.
We can take action today. What is the will of the board? Motion by Morgan, second by Friend. Roll call.
Motion passes 7-0.
All right. Thank you. We're going to move on to committee discussions, starting with 7A, Finance. We have the budget report as presented, and also item 2, monthly fee report from the Douglas County Clerk Comptroller as presented as well. We'll move on to Human Resources. We have under G1, weekly personnel report from Civil Service as presented. And I don't believe we have any legislative issues for discussion today. With that being said, we do not have a need for executive session. Before taking a motion to adjourn, I'll take a brief point of personal privilege, but I'll keep it short. I just want to thank my family and everybody who has helped me to get to this point and to have an opportunity to serve Douglas County in this capacity, to serve the board in this capacity as chair. I will continue with the spirit of collaboration of trying to be a good listener, of trying to put all the puzzle pieces together with people who are stakeholders for all the different issues, problems, and situations that we try to tackle as a Board of Commissioners. So that will be at the core of what I do, and I think has been. I thank Commissioner Borgeson for her 3 years of chairmanship, which requires a lot of dedication to do that consecutively over and over for 3 years. So thank you for your time and dedication as chair. And with that being said, I don't know if the new vice chair has any point of personal privilege either.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I did want to thank the entire board, too. I didn't, Commissioner Kavanaugh made the point earlier. He goes, you didn't ask me, and I didn't ask any of you. But I do appreciate it. When I learn a lot from my children. They're all adults now, but I appreciate their sentiment, and I guess I'm lucky. My wife and I did okay. They're all halfway decent citizens. But one of the things that I saw, I think, one of the things I saw when I was down at Fort Benning when my son was commissioned in the Army was a quote by Major Dick Winters, who was in the 101st Airborne during World War II. And I wrote it down when I was there. It just says, strive to be a leader of character, competence, and courage. And I just wanted to say, I don't know if I'm that, but sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, I've been here 3 years, and I believe that Commissioner Borgeson and Commissioner Rogers are that. And I appreciate them, and I appreciate everybody else on this board giving me this opportunity. So thank you all.
Thank you, Commissioner Friend. With that being said, I'll take a motion to second. Oh, go ahead, Commissioner Kavanaugh.
I just wanted to point out that this is kind of a historic moment in that we now have the first Hispanic American chairman of Douglas County Board, and I'm gratified that Commissioner Garcia has stepped up and provided us with this opportunity to make history here today. I'm also happy to have Commissioner Friend as his vice chairman. I think you said character, courage, and competence. I've always considered you a character, so you're 1/3 of the way home. I appreciate everything that my colleagues have done to get us here today, and I'm looking forward to the future. And the next year should be both a challenge and an opportunity. So thank you.
All right. If nothing else, we'll go ahead and I'll take a motion and second to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Morgan, second by Kavanaugh. Roll call.
Another historical moment. This is our shortest meeting.
Motion passes 7-0. We're adjourned at 9:34 a.m. And Commissioners, if you wouldn't mind just swinging by so I can grab your signature for the annual Secretary of State report.